What's going on, wrestling fans? We're starting it up, baby. Give me 1 second just to get the stream started. If you guys are new, I hope you guys subscribe down below. We're live every single Wednesday night after AEW Wrestling. We're going to take phone calls tonight. We got Jake DeMarco coming on. You're here. I'm here. Let's do this. What's going on, wrestling fans? We're starting it up. Oh, yeah. We got the Streamlabs link in the chat and down in the description box down below as I continue to fix my update my old one. Takes me a while to always update it, so just follow the new one. Don't use the old one, use the new one, because the old one's not working right now. We'll get it fixed soon, though. We'll have it fixed probably by Friday, they told me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting it up. Bear with us a second while we start it up. If you're watching this on delay, maybe just fast forward to 3-minute, 4-minute, 5-minute mark. You'll get us. Jake's on his way in. I'm sure you guys are all sauteing each other in the chat. Snoop Dogg theme with, oh my god, Cody Rhodes has the Snoop Dogg theme. No! I hope that they just used it because they felt like they needed to use it a couple extra times, so they used it tonight. Please don't make that Cody Rhodes' permanent theme. Oh my god. I love Snoop Dogg to death. Listen, I love Snoop Dogg, but come on, man. He ruined Sasha's theme. Sasha's original theme was great. The Snoop Dogg theme, no. Now Cody Rhodes has an amazing theme. Now that's ruined too. Please don't do it. I love Snoop Dogg. I love him. You know I love him. You guys love him too, but no, please, God, no. Please, God, no. Please say it ain't so. Woo. We're getting things rolling here. Guys, if you want to help me test, make sure that all the donation amounts are not the same as they usually are. I've only got a couple tonight, so bear with me on that. I'm sorry about that. We've only got the I mean, anything works, but you won't get any triggered cool things except for the $5 spot, the $50 spot, and then anything in between should be a different one. So the $5 and $50 spots are on right now. So just remember that. What's up, Chad? How you guys doing? Also, super chats work as well. Yo, what's up, Paul? How you doing, man? Serena Deeb. Brother DeMarco.
Yeah, baby.
Show me yours and I'll show you mine, dude.
Ready to rock it. Yeah, that's what's going on.
How about, man? Yeah, Jade Cargill, man. Boom. I'm
Jade
hot.
Looking good. Serena Deeb looking fantastic. Tay Conti, that was a great match. I really like that women's title match. So
yeah, that was pretty good, man. That was good stuff.
Underwhelming ending to the show, though. That was some not stellar booking at the end there. I mean, everybody knows Sting's going to come out. That wasn't really exciting. And I at first I'm like, I don't want Darby to lose, but then you look at Cage, he's so damn impressive and powerful, and again he loses when it matters. Every time he gets a chance at something, he loses these big matches. So what are they doing with him? Like it was very underwhelming, but not a bad show. Darby sold like a maniac, obviously, like he always does. Guy puts himself through hell. He's going to be crippled by 35.
I love what they did. It was rushed, and it should have been in the middle of the show. It should have been literally the thing that happened at 9 o'clock. Like, give me that at 9 o'clock.
Maybe that's part of the issue, because it was the main event, and it just didn't really feel like a closer, but the ending it felt very underwhelming.
They had like 6 moves that were awesome, though. I was like, that was really awesome, but...
Oh, I mean, they absolutely killed each other, no doubt about it. I mean, my God, the table spot, and then the power bomb onto the freaking the entryway, and then the coffin drop onto the stairs. Mm-hmm. I mean, that initial one that cut Darby's head open was a good spot through the table. That was rough.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, they did some cool stuff. I mean, I just think you're right. The one thing this was kind of missing to me was still. I thought one really sick match would have been awesome tonight. One sick match. I don't think they had that. I thought they had a solid women's match. I thought they had the Jungle Boy tag match. By the way, the theme works great, looks great. We thought it would. It did. Loved that song forever, so that worked. We all are nostalgic. So now that really kind of endears you a little bit more to Jungle Boy. Like, even I haven't really liked Jungle Boy, but that made me feel like he's more important. It's amazing what music does to somebody. It makes it feel like he's this important, like, main event type of thing coming out. And so that's what you gotta do.
And I love that song so damn much.
Yes.
That hearing Jungle Boy come out, I'm like instantly excited. It sucks that FDR has to job around for Marco's stunt, but I like what somebody tweeted before. They're like, how the mighty have fallen. I'm like, yeah, huh? Jesus.
Yeah, they're kind of they can't catch a break, man. They talk all about the legacy and what they want to do and everything going on and everything. And when they just go, they get up to the main roster in WWE and they don't feel right, and they don't really feel right here. Like, it reminds me of Matt Hardy. The only place that Matt Hardy worked was TNA Impact. And the only place that that Dash and Dawson, or whatever they're called now, I can't even remember, they only worked on NXT so far.
This is not a fully fleshed out thought here, so work with me. But tonight reminded me of a recap or a bit of an homage to a BTE episode. It felt like they finally tried to include some of the stories and angles and things that have worked on BTE. Yeah. And I feel like that's one of the things they focused on. They had a Dark Order skit instead of doing, we haven't really seen these type of skits. And we got a moment with Hangman in the back to build up their match for next week, but it felt like a BTE type skit. There was seeing Tony Khan in the back with the Young Bucks and them being all ticked off about what went down with Kenny Omega. That shot there was a few different points too. Partially the feud, seeing Marco stunt so heavily featured. There was something else that happened too, but I will think of it eventually. But there was a couple of things that happened tonight that made me feel like, hey, look, they're trying to incorporate some of the BTE things and some of the stuff that's getting people over there. They're trying to make work on the main show, because they finally showed character for some people and kind of incorporated some of the things that we've seen there. So I think it works, but it was a little, I don't want to say awkward, but it's definitely a learning curve. It's going to take time to make it all work.
Yeah, it was nice, but it was the other thing, like going into the Britt Baker thing, the whatever that is, that's a very WWE. She kind of reminded me a little bit of like, and I know that like Roddy Piper's had his stage segment, Shawn Michaels had the Heartbreak Hotel thing, we've had a lot of other people have a lot of other things, but this one particularly, she kind of reminded me of like a Double J. That Double J set. It reminded me of a mid-90s WWE promo. Some people said they didn't like it, but I actually liked it. I thought it was good. I liked.
See, that's the thing, and I've seen this segment quite a few times watching Dark, and that's why I agree with Neo the One. He said this was a BTE episode with AEW Dark combined to make a Dynamite, and that's it. That nails it. That's perfect. That's really what it was. And I liked the Jerry Springer feeling style to her talk show. Like you said, it's a very WWE produced thing, but it works. She's a very WWE-esque talent for them. She's a very, she reminds me of someone that would fit in perfectly in the women's division. So
she's like literally like very much like a Nicole Bass or a Chyna or something like that. By the way, Streamlabs works. It's down below. It's just a different link. So, guys, use that Streamlabs. I should have it fixed by Friday, but it's working. It's actually working, guys. So this is just the new link. Just use that Streamlabs link if you guys want to do it that way. Works just fine. But just know that the alerts aren't all the way they used to be. All the alerts are incorrect down below. The alerts will work $5, $50. Anything else should get the Karen alert. I believe. Yeah. So just
another one of my favorites.
Yeah, just so you know, in case I'm fixing my other one. This has happened to me 3 times in the last 7 years, and this is the most complicated time it's happened, and it just always happens. But I got the other one anyway, so just follow the other one, and we'll get you rolling with that.
Hopefully you'll get that squared away soon. But
what do you think about Snoop Dogg? Because I'm not happy about the Snoop Dogg song being Cody Rhodes.
When I heard Cody coming out and then you hear it switch over, and I'm like, no, I knew you were going to react to that as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad you caught that. I'm not a fan of it. I didn't like it with Sasha's either, but it's not that I don't like Snoop. I just don't like it when he's featured in things that doesn't
sound
work.
good. The theme, it doesn't mix well.
Exactly. It just doesn't fit. And it's not like rock and rap doesn't work well, but that just doesn't work.
Do you think, like kind of what I think, which is hopefully that they just were like, well, listen, let's try to use it a little more before we
I think as long as the Go Big show is on TV, it's going to be his theme.
Oh, no.
That's my thought, because they're going to keep the attention there, because Snoop's on the Go Big show, so is Cody. They want that.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
We're partying over here.
I don't know what
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what that was.
I went with it. I'm digging it. I like it.
Oh, my God.
I even liked Britt breaking the fourth wall a little bit, and she was like, contractually obligated pyro, and she has the sparklers. That cracked me up. That was funny.
Yeah.
I like stupid stuff like that, and it was she introduced Jade Cargill after cutting Cody down basically the entire time, so really good heel work from her. Britt really tore Cody apart. And then Jade comes out and knocks him down a few more pegs, saying, I'm already a badass mom. I don't care if Brandy ever comes back. If she does, I'll beat her ass. And it made sense that they had Red Velvet come and attack her, because not only did Red Velvet get attacked by Jade previously, but Red Velvet had been working with Brandy up until Brandy left. So that fits as well. You can tell they were kind of, she was like a successor to Brandy. That was kind of what they were trying to get at. Yes. And then there was an odd quick transition into the Thunder Rosa stuff, but I didn't mind it. I get what they were trying to do, and we weren't crazy. There was supposed to be the match. Thunder Rosa came into contact with somebody that was positive for COVID, so they had to keep her away. And because of that, the match has been postponed. So they're going to do it at that Beach Break show in February.
The Beach Break.
Interesting name.
I don't mind it. I mean, whatever.
They're going to have more of these theme shows. I don't mind them.
Yeah, I'm not. Whatever. It's fine.
It's odd that you're having Beach Break in February, but hey, whatever. I guess say that 5 times.
That is
fast.
weird. You're right. That is weird. I didn't think about that either. That is bizarre.
Have it in midwinter.
Wow, that is strange.
And then the other takeaway from tonight that Sandman just brought up is that they didn't really sell it as well as I thought they should have on commentary. Chuck Taylor is now Miro's young boy until the wedding's over.
Yeah.
They did mention it, but I didn't feel like that stipulation was really played over to the point that it should have been. I mean, essentially, he's a slave now. And it was a very... that's the point of it. It's supposed to be a protege and someone that listens to your every beck and call and command. So that's what he is now. And the way that they had, I know they were going for the usual tap out, but you didn't really see anything from Chuck very, very, very early on, and that was it. And I was like, it felt underwhelming from both sides. They're trying to tell so many stories there in the sense of they want Miro to look like this unstoppable monster, but they want Chuck to look good too. So when they pull these type of booking decisions, no one looks good. So the match just felt, very disappointing.
The wedding thing needs to stop. It honestly, it was like, why are they doing this? Oh, now they're still doing this. Oh, it still hasn't happened yet. Said it.
I hate this wedding stuff. It's lame.
Yeah, just do it or don't. Yeah, I mean, it better be good. I mean, otherwise, what the hell is this, dude? I mean, they should have just scrapped that and moved on because
but now it's going to continue because of the young boy, slave angle, and you saw Miro staring down Orange Cassidy, so that's to be continued as well.
So, I mean, Orange Cassidy is going to crash the wedding. I mean, we all know that's where this is going, right?
Yes.
Orange Cassidy's going to show up, come out of the fucking wedding cake, and Superman punch somebody. I mean, that really seems like exactly what they're setting up, and that's we've seen that.
Shit bomb!
Yeah.
Oh, shit bomb. You become a shit bomb.
I really don't get what Sting's part is in AU.
I mean, I just think he's there to watch over shit and be a part of a team, I suppose. Three's company.
He's reminded of himself with Darby Allin, and he's kind of in a tutor mindset, it feels like. A protector, an ally, someone for Darby to rely on.
Right.
We saw Sting get physical. Like that was the first time, right? We haven't seen him lay hands on anybody yet. So taking out Ricky Starks, that's huge.
Right. Yeah, that's been it, man. That's
it. Him swinging the bat twice is the first actions we've seen of him becoming violent at all. Oh, and the other BTE comparison was the Matt Hardy segment, because that's been going on BTE forever now. Matt just sold the Young Bucks a fake room the other day. Like that was the point of the thing on Monday. So Matt's in this heel manager position where he's taking money from everybody. Like he told them they could still do Cameo and Twitch,
right, and
all of these, third party things. So he's making fun of Vince with that as well in WWE. But then he told them, on BTE, I'm getting 50% of everything.
Yeah.
So then tonight, he gets 30% of their money and third party platforms. And, he told them, if I jump, you better ask how high. And he told them to leave. They walked away. So obviously he's showing how nasty he is now. He's a bad businessman. They made him into a heel. I'm not crazy about it. I don't care for it. At first, when they very first introduced it on BTE, he was doing like these backhanded sarcastic compliments. Like he was talking to the Young Bucks and he was burying them while complimenting himself as the best tag team artist of all time. So it was funny. And it was good. It was well delivered, but then it just got old, and now it's petty. They're taking shots at WWE with it, and it's contrived and forced. You can tell it's not Matt. So him being a prick out of nowhere, it just doesn't feel warranted. He's trying to claim that All Out proved to him when he got the injury that no one cares about him. But I think that shows the opposite, really, because everyone cared about him.
Matt is a lost soul now. He's a lost goddamn soul. Matt Hardy's a lost soul.
Yeah. Everyone was up in arms and so upset for him. That was the biggest talk of wrestling for weeks, if not months following. That was a huge topical issue, was his concussion and injury, and everyone tuned in to make sure that he was okay. It was a huge, thing. So I don't feel like that proved that no one cares about him. So that angle is just I wish he would
dye his hair completely white with a black stripe down the middle of it, and then go crazy, make it seem like he's broken, and then have his broken part come out for a second and go like, "There's so many personalities inside me," and then after a while he's just in this state, and for like 3 weeks, all Matt Hardy does is he reiterates shaking and saying, "There's so many personalities inside of me," and for 3 weeks he says this over and over again. We're like, what the fuck does this mean? And then 1 week his hair changes to black, all white and the black stripe, and he doesn't seem as goofy and then it's because he says all these different entities are living in him, right? That's like really
he had all these different vessels in his vessel.
Then he gives birth to a new vessel that doesn't talk much, and that is evil, and it's called dementia. And I have become dementia. And he's fucked up and he's evil. He's fucked up and he's evil, and he does fucked up shit, and he doesn't speak almost at all. Almost never speaks. And people are like, what the hell's wrong with you, Matt? Come on, man, Matt, what's wrong with you? And he's just nuts, and he's sadistic, and he's crazy, and he does fucked up shit to people, and he's just a fuckhead, and he's dark, and he's bleeding, and his wife doesn't even recognize him. He hasn't been home in weeks, and hasn't seen his kids, and he's just gone off the rails, and he's fucking wild, and I don't know, something like that, and he's just this sort of supernatural-ish serial killer, quiet character. Go heel too, and make sure he's heel, because nobody is buying anything he's doing, and the car salesman thing isn't going to work either. So have that go into the story of the broken stuff, and then move it into that he's become demented or dementia.
The car salesman, shyster, evil manager gimmick. It's not working. And like, what was it Mick Garnagle said in the chat? Yeah,
Joe just booked Joe Biden, somebody said. What the fuck?
Pretty much. He said wrestling is petty. That's how it goes. You're not wrong. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. But I felt like if AEW was doing better, then they could start, swinging down or essentially up, whatever you want to call it. But worry about yourselves first. I was never a fan, even if WWE did it. Never a fan of, poking out if it doesn't show anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So I really liked the opening match. Eddie Kingston and Pac was a lot of fun. Straight. Got to give excellent props to the production team tonight too, because they made every moment feel just like that, special, like a moment. every match, the way they had a package beforehand that was summed up so nicely, they touched on story beats and elements that I forgot ever happened. So I was thankful that they were so poignant and concise. It was really good. The opening was really good. It showcased everything that happened when, obviously Eddie Kingston came to AEW. From there, he joined forces with the rest of Pac's friends. And then when Pac returned, he said he's home and he's never, leaving again. And now we see these two beat the living snot out of each other. Really good match. I like what we got. Pac with the Black Arrow gets the win at the end. And, Pac then starts applying the brutalizer afterwards, and Butcher and Blade come in, and that's when Phoenix and Pentagon come out, and Lance Archer comes out, and it sounds like he's got a new theme song yet again. I'm not sure if that's the case, but always sounds like he's got some new theme. And he kind of had a little bit of a tiff with Pac there, saying that, you guys got to get on the same page, but good opener. Not sure what they're doing with Lance, with him being face now, but hopefully they figure it out soon. And I'm happy that Jake's still kicking. It was good to see Jake the Snake run out for the save as well.
And listen, I roll my eyes. This is why I rolled my eyes the minute the FTW belt came out. I literally hated the FTW belt back when it was first out. Like back in the day. I didn't like it then. I thought it was stupid. I remember all my friends being like, yo, fuck the world belt. And my buddy loved it. And I was like, I don't know, man. It's not a real belt. I don't get it. I'm always about, I'm weird. I'm always about like, a real belt. Like I hated
prestige, lineage, history.
Like I hated the smoking skull belt. Well, I didn't hate it. I loved the design. I liked the thing. But what I didn't like was when Austin carried it out to the ring. I was like, no, I want him to carry the WWF title. Like I've been waiting for him to win this fucking thing, and now he turned the belt into a skull belt. Like what does that even mean? That's not the same belt. And I would actually get angry at that back in 1998, 1999. If I was doing a review show at that time, one of the things I would have ranted about would have been, dude, this belt ain't the belt. Why does he get to just carry? I hated the spinner belt. I hated all that stuff when a wrestler decided I'm going to customize my belt. But it's like, no, the lineage of the real belt matters. This is stupid. And or maybe they could have said, listen, it's symbolic. It doesn't matter if he wants to bring out his own version of a belt, go ahead. I mean, he's still getting paid the money, but still it drove me nuts. It drove me nuts back then. I don't like it now. And I certainly never liked the FTW belt. Bless your heart, Taz, but fuck that. Fuck the belt.
See, I like
fuck
Taz
the world
and
belt.
ECW, and I like the idea of the FTW belt because of the purpose that it served. He wasn't feeling respected or like he was getting his shot then, so he made his own title, and it was like a real fuck you to manage. I liked it. I appreciated the story behind it, but AEW either should have immediately instated it as a featured title, like a few people said. DJ Scandalous said, put it on Dark. That would have been great for their second show to be one of their top titles is the FTW title. But because they didn't sanction it and he just carries it around, it doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. It means less than a King of the Ring title at this point. The ring that MJF has, it means more than the FTW title.
Speaking of meaning more, shit bomb. You become a shit bomb.
You going on D Live tonight, Joe? AU was a solid show overall, about 7/10. Cringiest segment was the waiting room with Britt and Cody. Darby vs Cage was great, but I loved the hype promos for Pac and Eddie's opening match.
Yeah, Darby vs. Cage was great, but loved the hype promos. It was all the promos that I loved. I mean, listen, Soundwave92, Soundwave, thanks for the $20 super chat. If you guys want a super chat's all work down below. All the alerts aren't working right now. I'm working on that. I'll have it fixed soon. But there is a $5 thing, and the $50 one works too. I did activate the $50 one. It was the only one I could find. I'll be having the other ones updated soon, but probably the whole thing's going to get fixed by Friday anyway, so it's a waste of time. But I'm doing it anyway just to figure it out. Any support, I really appreciate your guys' patience and the support, man. Without this, I'm dead. So I appreciate the donations that you guys gave yesterday, today. And, man, thank you guys real quick on a side note for helping us on, holy crap, D Live the other night, man. We trended #1 on the front page of D Live for 2 hours. Like, we were the featured broadcast. It was crazy. I want to thank them for their support and help. They've always been cool to me. And when I told them I was going to come on, that they were very nice. And yeah, man, we were on the front page of D Live, man. We had hundreds of people watching. We had over 11,000 lemons donated and all kinds of shit. Sith Neegan, Daryl was dropping bombs, and all of you guys were fighting about stuff. And it was man, I'll tell you what, we had
so badass you were trending like that.
Yeah, we were blasting, dude. We had a blast last night. It was the post throwdown show live on D Live. You guys can find me on there on Evil Spectrum. Follow me. I need 200 followers. We're almost there. But it's Evil Spectrum 3. That's my name on D Live, just like Twitch. My Twitch account is now different. It used to be twitch.tv/Joe Cronin JCS. Now my Twitch is twitch.tv/Evil Spectrum 3. So everything gaming related has become Evil Spectrum 3, just in the number 3. Just so you know for whatever the fuck. It was wild last night. But anyway, thank you, Soundwave, for the $20, man. Much appreciated, and love you, brother. Shit bomb! You become a shit bomb. Magpul Mike's a shit bomb.
Where is Marty Scurll and Jay White going?
Magpul Mike, that's going to be a rough one.
Marty Scurll is going to jail, and
yes, yeah.
Jay White is staying in New Japan because it's going to end up being all a work.
Wait,
he didn't actually. I don't think Jay White actually quit. That's my belief.
Yeah, Jay
Everything
White,
that I've seen, discussed, and read up on, he still has not finished his contract. He signed 7 years initially, and he's still got some time left. He's already been announced, apparently, allegedly, for some show in March for their return show. I think it's all a work.
I think the Jay White might be. But the Scurll thing is, he left.
Marty Scurll stuff is
he's
not
in trouble.
Good. We knew back when the Speaking Out movement happened that he had problems, and that Ring of Honor wanted to drop him then, but because he was in such a high position, they couldn't just scrap him. They had to go ahead and navigate through a lot of potential legal issues.
They lost their top donator. They lost their top Booker and wrestler,
and star. So he was their top star. That he was their top, creative. And that was the problem because a lot of things revolved around Marty. So they couldn't he was too intertwined in the makings of everything. So they couldn't just kick him out the door. So they had this quiet backstage transition of power that's been happening the last 6 months, allegedly, what I've read. And that is what took so long. So now they announced that he's no longer with them officially.
And we believe, or we know, right, that this is all from the sort of the Me Too stuff? Or
yes, this is all from their wrestling Speaking Out movement that happened.
I also think that when you combine Marty Scurll's salary over at Ring of Honor, which was like $140,000, because he was getting paid as a booker, the head booker, and a wrestler, and so they were like, okay, justify it. We got the top star, and he is the head booker.
What it was is he required so much payment that they demanded that he also be booking.
Right. So they
that's how that turned into a double job for him, but he didn't mind because
he wanted to do that. He wanted to.
But now there's actual, I guess, legal trouble with these accusations. It's not just like internet hearsay anymore. There's actual counsel that's happening. So
right. We're in trouble. He's in trouble. So whoever's going to hire him, if he's not in jail, they're going to have to, probably what they're going to do is they're going to want to make sure he's cleared on all this stuff first.
Yeah, and that's what apparently the girl was underage, and that's really bad.
That's not good.
And even my clarification on it, I've heard different things. Chat said a drunk 16-year-old. Someone said a 17-year-old. I've heard different stories along the way. Nothing's exact, and that's why I don't like talking details most often.
Yeah,
so it's just the whole thing. It doesn't look good. Some of it was brought up as assault. Some of it was brought up as sexual date rape, and none of it sounds good regardless. So,
yikes.
Yeah, but innocent until proven guilty. So,
right.
We'll see what happens. They have to go ahead and go forward with that. But he was getting a ton of money, and he was very, very important to the company. That's why Ring of Honor had such a difficult time letting him go on more than one reason.
Well, it will be exciting to see what happens.
We'll see what happens going forward, but I definitely think White is staying with New Japan. So, yeah, just like Joey Ryan, most of his cases got dropped or were just terminated. So he's screwed too.
Yeah, he's in trouble. There's a problem there. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I don't know where he could possibly go after with all this stuff going on. You know, like this is really rough stuff.
It's bad.
Like based on what we've been reading, like yikes. I think that I don't think you're gonna find out about Skrull for. What would you say? I'd say 2 years. It might take a year or 2 years to solve the riddle. Not riddle.
I mean, because the
you know.
Yeah, exactly. Because the accusation was made by a fan who claims he sexually abused her in 2015 after an IPW UK show when she was 16 years old and then intoxicated. So I mean, that's the original one that's being. You know, and that was the one Ring of Honor refused to comment on forever and a day about. So,
yeah, that's gonna be,
and that's not just the only thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while before you hear about this shit from him. I would say. I just don't think you're gonna see, you know, and they must be just like, oh my god, they probably planned on bringing him in. Then, oh my god, he gets signed by Ring of Honor, but he had to because they couldn't pay him that much. But then all of a sudden, now what's happened with him? Now they're like, "Oh my god! Well, we're never going to see our friend again." You know.
Well, he didn't deny it. He admitted it, but he thought it was consensual, and he was trying to say it was legal, and so it was just a very messy thing, you know.
Yeah. Well, he's got a.
He
messy
certainly
thing
never
in his
denied
pants.
that scenario, and then I don't know all the details of the other accusations, but there was more than just the initial. So
he's got
his
a messy
career is.
Jake, he's got a messy thing in his pants. He's got a messy thing in his pants. Shit bomb. You become a shit bomb. A real $5 shit bomb.
This is Pussy Lips McGee's PG-13 cousin. This shit bum donation is like stepping into Bizarro World. What's next, Joe? The channel being changed into the Daniel Cronin show where you become a Yankees fan and have tadpole on. The show and Jesse being non-suicidal.
Vagina Lips McGee
Oh my
instead of
God.
Pussy Lips McGee. That's great.
Vagina Lips McGee.
McGee.
And the $5 shit bum donation that did work that time with the weirdest audio voice I've heard in a while, text-to-speak voice that I've heard in a while.
I know, that was wild. And what's consensual about a 16-year-old? It was in the UK, I believe, Drew.
Oh, my God.
So I think the age of consent is 16 there. I'm not 100% positive, but I think that's what he was admitting to.
Was that a regular? Yeah, that was a regular $5 one. That's why it
That
worked.
was a legit $5 shit bomb.
If you use the Streamlabs link that's pinned to the top of the page, you will get that if you do $5. There's the $50 ones there too, if anybody's rich. But I haven't added all the other ones
we didn't
yet.
talk about the inner circle segment. I mean,
Right.
It's all leading towards the implosion of the inner inner circle, and either MJF takes over and Sammy turns face, or Jericho goes face. I mean, there's a few different possible scenarios. I mean, anything can happen. We don't know for sure, but it just looks like it's leading towards the group just dissolving in some way, or at least changing their order. But I wasn't a real fan of this segment, and I usually love these guys together. I do agree with you in the sense that I'm tired of the singing for Judas.
Oh
every
my
week.
God,
it gets
stop
a bit
it.
old. I wish they would just cut it off and only do it for either matches or pay-per-views or but
like
still,
when there's a giant audience back again. Stop doing it now.
yeah, when with so few people, you hear everybody just individually screeching. It gets pretty cringy. So, and Hager was bad in this with all him just screaming championships. Like that's literally the only thing he could say. No one looked great here. I thought Jericho didn't even sound that good. And Ortiz wants his mother's sofrito and makes some special dish I don't remember the name of that sounded delicious, but Jericho said he wants to be tag team champions and he was going to be with MJF. So Sammy gets upset saying, you're a tag team slut. And everybody
was kind of funny,
kind of like surprised.
Hey, listen, Jake, I don't know what you thought about this segment. I loved the shit out of this segment. I saw some people didn't like it, but I don't know what it was.
I didn't care for it.
Oh my God, dude, I was obsessed with it. I loved it. I was like, wow, this was fucking wicked entertaining to me.
yeah, I just for some reason it didn't hit me. I don't know.
I saw other people. Other people hated it too. Some people loved it, but some other people hated it. And I was like, I loved it. What the fuck?
See, I felt it made everybody kind of look ridiculous in a way. Like, just no one looked good. I felt like MJF kind of looked silly. Santana and Ortiz didn't look good there, and Hager just screaming championships being the only thing he could say, and the tag team slut line, I guess, was funny, but it didn't really hit me. And then everyone acting shocked at it was a little weird. And I guess the big reveal was supposed to be that Sammy didn't know about Sammy Hagar because their tag name is, Sammy Hagar, and that's supposed to be the big joke.
Oh, dude, but that got me. I started laughing my balls off. He's like, Sammy and Hagar, and I went, Sammy Hagar?
That's what I said before, best tag team in the world.
And then Jericho goes, Sammy Hagar, that's funny. He's like, why is that funny? And he's like, never mind. And I don't know, man. I started laughing.
Holy shit. Germany and Italy, the age of consent is 14. That's insane.
God
Drew
damn
just
it.
let us know that. Yeah, it is 16 in the UK, so I'm not crazy.
But
but still, 30 and
all the Christians and Muslims are going there.
CJ said it sucked. He's with me. Well, I appreciate it, but see, I don't hate AEW, Psychocast. Honestly, I really, it's not a matter of hating AEW because I'm usually all about the inner circle segments, and I've liked things that Joe hasn't liked before. For some reason, this one just didn't hit me. I don't know if I was down as well, like because I was really ticked off by the Miro Chuck Taylor thing, so I kind of went into it a bit grumpy. But I'll admit that, and then the Matt Hardy stuff didn't work for me either. That was just a straight rip of what they did on BTE. So then we go into the Jericho stuff, and I was just underwhelmed. I feel like they could give us a bit better comedy. To me personally, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Joe enjoyed it. What else did you find enjoyable here that I apparently didn't see?
So my favorite. I kind of forget now, but I mean, I just liked the banter between all of them. I just enjoyed all the banter between all of them. And I actually tweeted out something like, this reminds me of like Joe Cronin show bickering, like from the community in the past that I've done the last 3 or 4 years here. It just reminded me of everyone shitting on each other and one-upping each other and trying to fuck with each other. It just was a lot of shit talking, and I don't know, man, I liked it. I didn't like the singing of the Jericho thing. I did like everything else. I really liked everything else. And then when they got to the Sammy Hagar joke, it was funny.
Yeah, because Sammy Guevara didn't get it. So that the fact that he didn't get it made me chuckle. But
he also said Sammy Guevara said something that was funny before that you mentioned a minute ago, and I thought that was funny. I just liked it all.
The tag team slut line.
Yeah, so like I enjoyed all of that
he
stuff.
Said, you've jumped in and you've been with everybody. You tag team slut. So I didn't like the way that everybody was like, oh, like that was the biggest insult in the world when they're flipping off the camera at the end.
It was goofy. I mean, it was a bit goofy, and I agree.
And the second thing that Ortiz said was apparently just Puerto Rican rice, but I didn't hear him. So it was a Rose Gandulas. I don't know. I don't speak any other language, but I speak just barely English.
Hey, I have an idea for you and Jay.
Suck fucking
I
fondle.
recall Joe and JB doing a long podcast called Remembering WrestleMania and was very entertaining. I think Joe and Jay could do the same thing, but just with the more recent ones, maybe WM30 to WM36. What do you think?
That could be good.
Is a great idea.
Very good idea.
Only problem with that, and yes, me and JB did an amazing, remembering WrestleMania, and we did, I think, 29 or 30, all 30 WrestleManias, and basically the idea was that we didn't remember what happened. We didn't look up what happened at WrestleMania. We just went on what we remembered from the first WrestleMania to WrestleMania 30, and there's 3 parts to it. I think it's still up on YouTube. There's 3 parts. It's like 8 hours long total. You can go listen to it. It's one of the best podcasts I've ever done. Problem with it a little bit was at the end, JD jumped in on the 3rd part episode, and he sort of broke the rules. He didn't know the rules of what we were doing, so he just started reading off the matches, and people got mad at that. But honestly, I didn't remember at all.
There's only so much you can remember.
Yeah. What's weird is I remember almost everything from 25 and before, but once you get to about WrestleMania 26, I forget, and I forget so much after WrestleMania 25. it's weird that I forget the new WrestleManias. I remember the old ones way
I agree,
better.
though. It's worth picking up from 30 onwards. I think we could start there. That's a good starting point and just go from the last 7 of them.
We'd really have to spend the next couple weeks watching all of them and then sit down and with the matches in front of us and then talk about it that way.
Yeah, that'd
That's
be
what I
great. Because do a full like re-review. Because you figure now, at the time, well, we were pissed with the Undertaker losing, but how did it age? How did it, that'd be a good way to see a different side of things. Because there's been things that I did not care for, and then I went back and watched them, and I'm like, wow, that was excellent. Oh my God, that was so good. And because in the moment you're frustrated with the booking or crowd reaction or whatever it may be. And then in hindsight, it might have been a good decision, or just comparatively speaking to what we have now being so piss poor, things then look that much more entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much a simple fact of nostalgia. But looking back, I mean, I just rewatched AJ Styles when he did the whole thing with John Cena, and they had their big match at SummerSlam, and that was great. But a lot of the build going into it we didn't care for, but now when you go back and look at it, it's better than what it led on to be. Unfortunately, I wish when they had Kenny Omega, Gallows, and Anderson fight tonight, I wish they made their opponents a bit more known, because obviously it was supposed to be the Varsity Blondes and Danny Limelight taking on the Elite. Mm-hmm. But Gallows and Anderson went ahead and ended up coming in instead. So I'm not crazy about this match here. It was more of just an ass beating than a match anyways. It all led to them getting the Magic Killer. It was basically, everything else that was really the point of Jon Moxley coming out, attacking everyone. Then the locker room empties. We get the big pull apart. Moxley jumps again. Finally, the Young Bucks come down, but they're attacked by the Lucha Bros, which felt very odd and out of place. So apparently now they're going to challenge for the titles. I guess they need someone to step up, so might as well be them. I'm not against it. It was random. And then, the referees pull everybody apart, and that's when Don Callis gets away and takes Kenny with him, and Gallows and Anderson kind of, get beat for a little bit, but then they make their way out. It was okay. I liked the swerve. I liked them screwing over the Young Bucks. I wasn't expecting that entirely. I figured something would happen with Gallows and Anderson showing up. I thought that they would cost him the match, but I liked the way that they pulled the swerve out and canceled, the Young Bucks involvement. The backstage reaction was a bit much, but
yeah,
but the match itself was just underwhelming, and especially because it's 3 jobbers in there. Just it's all about the story. I get that, but they really just made that a 9-minute squash essentially.
Yeah, I didn't.
It should have been a lot shorter.
This show tonight was missing. If they had one teardown match, that would have been really great. If they had one match that was just sick tonight, really good match, it would have made. I loved all the talking tonight. So almost all the talking and a few other things.
Yeah. Problem is, I feel like they went as long as they could, just about with everything that they had. With Eddie and Pac was almost 10 minutes. That was a good amount of time. Miro and Chuck was 3 minutes 32 seconds, but I'm glad that was short because we don't want to see it. I don't want more time in that. And then the Omega Gallows Anderson thing was a little over 9 minutes as well. And it's like, I would have made that a very short squash. Get in there, kill everybody, Magic Killer, 3 minutes out. The 9 minutes did not need to be split between a commercial and all that stuff. It was more about Moxley anyways. And I guess the only thing I would have added time to is the NWA women's title, Serena Deeb and Tay Conti. They got a little over 9 minutes as well. Because Darby Allin and Brian Cage, you did everything that you could with those two. It was almost 14 minutes. That was long enough. They didn't need any more time. Honestly, what more could you have done with those two? They had all those huge spots. They beat the hell out of each other. Any more, and it really wouldn't have been believable that Darby survived. So
yeah,
they got out of there just in time.
Yeah, I thought
to make it believable.
I liked it too. I don't know, man. The women did a pretty good number.
The women were my favorite of the night. Match of the night for me was the women's match. Yes.
Yeah, the women did a great job tonight. Like, you got to give it to the women tonight. Good job. I mean, they didn't blow anything out of the water or anything like that, but they didn't suck. And they did a solid job with pretty much everything. So You got to give it to the women tonight. By the way, we do have a goal. People ask me about a goal. I'm throwing the goal up right now. Let's see if we can hit it on the brand new alert system that I'm working on. I'm revamping the whole thing, maybe, potentially, or maybe we'll go back to the old one if I can get it fixed by this week. 2605. We're getting there, man. We're almost up there. Thanks to you guys. I know you guys like the gold bars, and so there's the gold bars back, baby. For you guys, because people enjoy watching it and wondering if we'll hit it. I guess that's what it is. I used to never like them, but for the last year and a half, you guys have liked the gold bars. So shout out to you guys for liking the goals. Everybody's got to have goals. Shit bomb! You become a shit bomb. Paul 3 is a shit bomb.
Kingston looks terrible, but damn, he's great.
Yes.
JCS.
They really need to sort of make him.
He's got an odd figure right now, yeah.
He's got to be that Stone Cold character, like he doesn't. He goes off on the mic and give him that basic move set where he's. And I actually thought tonight they were almost going to flip him into a face, but they didn't.
It seemed that way for a second. I was kind of intrigued by it. He's one that can go from face to heel and have it work without being the Big Show either. Yeah, where it's going to be mocked. You know, he can give that rousing speech backstage and get everybody to come together, and then motherfuck everybody on stage. So it works with who he is. Mm-hmm. I just wish he would wear a jersey or something to the ring because the figure's a little distracting. The dad bod going on. I don't know. It's not great, but he's still so damn good. It's entertaining.
Mike M says Ty Conti's best match easily. I would agree with you, man. That was one of the best. Maybe she had something going on at the NXT women's tournament thing or the Mae Young Classic or whatever it was. But yeah, that was her. I would say that's her best showing that I can remember.
She was really good. One of the things that I liked when you got to see, it was I think a Performance Center live stream or Instagram, might have been a live video. It was something because I haven't been able to find it again. It was some type of like temporary story, something along the lines of that, with either WWE or the Performance Center doing it. But Conti was doing like mat drills, and she was showing off whatever she's really fluent in, judo, jiu-jitsu, one of them. And she was doing these reversals. It was like watching a magician. It was incredible. She was flipping around, and she had people like submitting in sec. It was magical. It was incredible. And I was like, why didn't they utilize that more with WWE? Why weren't they paying attention to, you know, your qualifications, your specialties, your abilities? And I noticed some of that tonight. She did have some unique offense and some of these, you know, martial arts style moves. So that was cool to see those incorporated. It makes her stand out. It makes her look unique, and it makes her, you know, identifiable. That's something that you need. The women don't stand out often. So I like that they, you know, had her put her in the triangle hold and things like that. But there was also a few like different maneuvers that look good.
Yeah, it gives her that character, like you said, like that she feels special in a way, or at least different than everybody else.
Yeah, because Ronda was a threat, you know, and you knew she was a legitimate threat because she had the MMA background. So do the same thing with Tay. Make her a threat because she is trained in martial arts or mixed martial arts in one way or another. Make that known and make it important and make her seem like a real badass. And you could utilize that to make her a threat.
I also liked how they got all the women involved in these things all on screen. Like they got, you know, like Thunder Rosa was there. She got to cut a promo. Like all the women were entwined. Like tonight was one of the first nights I felt the only problem was we didn't see, I don't think, unless someone correct me if I missed something, I didn't see the AEW women's belt. But the NWA belt, it felt so special with the NWA belt and all the women.
Cheetah was on night 1. Right. So this is night 2. So that's not a big insult.
But it felt like a cohesive women's division tonight. That's my point. Is I actually felt like
it did.
With Jade and then the other girl coming at Red Velvet, it actually felt like a cohesive women's division in AEW for the first time.
Forget Jade, forget Red Velvet, forget everybody. The MVP of that segment, I agree with Gorilla Strong, was Reba and her laugh. That laugh was hysterical.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of fun. It was similar to like the Lacey Evans. Like,
that had me dying, but I agree. That laugh was excellent. But I liked that segment as crazy as it was. Go figure. That's why I said it was. I
like that segment
too. I didn't care for the other stuff, but I liked that Britt Baker. But I've liked the waiting room on Dark so far.
That's weird to me.
It's been good.
It's weird because I thought the Inner Circle one was better, but I thought this was like also awesome. I thought it was also like a number 2, so I liked both. So that's why things worked a little better for me tonight, I think. I just think they were missing that match. They had a couple of segments that were,
and that's what I'm saying. I don't think they had anything on here that really could have been excelled at all. They were just missing that one match to have. Maybe if they had the elite match versus somebody better, actual credible opponents, it could have been that match. But I don't know. We just, there was nothing on the card that wasn't as it should have been, I feel. That's what I was trying to get at before. Like everything they did as they should have. But
dude, it's weird because when I see, I'm not at the point. I know that we were sad over Brody Lee, and I've been sad about obviously John Huber and Brody Lee. We've all been upset, but I'm not. Obviously, you want to bring him back for his family, and because he's a human being, you want him back. But him not being there as a wrestler is a big hole in the lineup, because he was going to have all of these great matches as this guy. And, it's so weird, man. His whole career has been like, man, let this guy have singles matches and become this singles star he could be. And we got a little taste of it in WWE, but they stopped and they didn't do it. And then he comes over here and we get it finally a little bit. And now he dies. And it's like, we're never going to see that run that we should have seen with Brody Lee. It's crazy to me. I can't even believe it. We've been talking about Luke Harper like this for 6-7 years on this show since he showed up in the WWE with the Wyatts. And he's looked great in tag team matches at times. And I just sort of hit me tonight for the first time when I saw the Dark Order sitting there, and I went, oh my God, man. That guy was going to have just great matches. Like, I don't like a lot of big guys. I'm not a big guy. Like Lance Archer, I don't really get him yet. I like his music now, and I like sort of that, and he's got Jake Roberts. But I was always saying Lance Archer is, when you have Brody Lee, Lance Archer feels like discount DVD or whatever, or like straight to DVD movie number 3 that nobody sees.
Yeah.
And now there's really room for a big guy to step up. And I don't know if Lance Archer can do that.
They're not booking big guys well, though. They haven't yet. At least they haven't proven that they could.
Yeah, they got
Brody,
4 or 5 of them.
Brody, he got robbed because they showed that he could be a champion with the TNT title, and I felt like he was on his way to becoming AEW World Champion.
Oh yeah,
they had plans for the Dark Order. I guess they had spoken briefly afterwards, and they saw the face turnaround on how the Dark Order was being received on BTE and things like that, and they wanted to begin doing more of that. I think that would have been a lot of fun, and having them be a face group taking on other bad guys, and then taking out Team Taz, and then go for all the gold could have been something special. But now we missed that chance, and that does upset me that he never got the chance to be the world champion anywhere.
Yeah, it stinks, man. I just started feeling bad again. Like, oh no, like we should have gotten that. So but
Lance Archer, same thing. He apparently he's been talking about maybe going back to Impact. He's been teasing that on Twitter. If you want to go be with what was it, the Rock and Rave Express or whatever, that nightmare shit show, yeah. Go for it.
I'll always hate that now because they didn't do that idea with Moxley. I'm always going to bring that up because that just would have killed me. Why didn't you do it? Botch Club.
Water ski.
Buy the first official shirt of Botch Club and the Wrestle Daily. Get the shirt now. Limited run. Support hardest working wrestling related that is dedicated to quality entertainment. We are different than the rest.
Let's
Check
go.
US out now and get the shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Botch Club is released their first shirt on Instagram. They have over 25,000 followers, including many wrestlers, and they've released their own new t-shirt. Look at this thing. Oh, I can't play that. But here's the here's the t-shirt, man. It's unbelievable. And yesterday I did this promo.
This kick-ass promo.
Look at this. This is their new shirt. This is crazy.
Give me a hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah. It's the COVID 316. You want to see it? Stone Cold. Boom. Here it comes. Ready? You ready for this? It's coming, son. It's coming, son. It's coming, son.
What? What?
Do you want to get the most baddest Steve Austin, Botch Club t-shirt that you've ever seen. The fact of the matter is, this t-shirt is gonna whoop COVID's ass. It's gonna whoop somebody's ass because COVID 316 says I just killed your ass. Available now on Botch Club. Botch Club Instagram. You gotta follow it now because I said so. And ain't nobody gonna tell Steve Austin what's available now on Botch Club. What? I said Botch Club. I said Instagram. What? TikTok. What? The Wrestle Daily. What? Skull. What? Mask. What? COVID-19 can kiss Stone Cold Steve Austin's sorry ass. Thank you, Botch Club.
All right, really, man, Broken Skull Ranch, Steve Austin, unbelievable.
Sounded like he got COVID at the end there.
Yeah, he might have had it. Well, he wore a mask, it didn't help, but whatever, buy the t-shirt.
At least he wasn't Bruce Willis.
Well, he responded today, and I didn't see it, but I heard he responded today.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
no.
Oh, shit.
You dumb bitch.
Fuck Karen, suck my dick. And fuck cancel culture shit. Fuck Karen, you dumb bitch. Fuck Karen, suck my dick. And fuck cancel culture shit. Fuck Karen, you dumb bitch. Cause Karens are shit.
I only donated to hear this banger of a song.
Oh, Drew's #1 fan. Thank you for
Hell
the
yeah.
$7. I think any donation that isn't a $5 or $50 or something like that, I think anyone plays the Karen song. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to fix it all anyway, so it doesn't matter. But for tonight, just so you know, thanks for the $7, though. Man, much appreciated. And the goal is growing down below. We might be able to eat food this month and today, Jake. Thank you for the goal, guys.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. We're gonna need to rob a bank this week. It'll be amazing. Here comes another one. AJ Adams with the $3 says, "Here is my daily attack on crack a segment on JCS. I'm running down rednecks like bullfags, niece, pops pills, trying to erase the child P-word memories." Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Why does
Jesus.
I wish it would read it so I didn't have to say it. What the hell, dude?
Wow.
What in the world? You're a psycho. But I love you, AJ Adams, anyway. I mean, listen. What are you going to do?
It's awful.
Holy Christ. That's awesome.
That's terrible.
No, it's awesome.
Oh my god.
Don't disparage the black listeners.
Oh, I couldn't, but that one blew me away. I'm telling you, that donation knocked my socks off.
Listen, he can be as savage as he wants. He's a what do they call it? A protected minority or protected species?
He's certainly protected.
Protected class or something like that.
Something like that.
We
You're
are not
onto it.
protected as white people. We are not protected. You can murder us, but he's a protected class, Jake. So
we're
please.
screwed. We're
He can say that.
We're going extinct. Yes.
Yes, he can say whatever he wants, man. You better shut up with your whiteness.
No doubt about it.
Thank you, AJ Adams. I do love you, though, AJ. What's up, dude?
AJ,
Crazy.
always shocking the world.
What else you got? Anything else, Jake, you wanted to say? Or Jade Cargill, though, man, dude, when she was next to Red Velvet, it was like, oh, my God, dude, she's a badass beast.
I don't want to be like, not beast, but like, you know what I mean? Like, she just looks so impressive. It's like, Jesus, like, what a difference.
Listen, dude, this chick is out of the 80s. Like, back in the 80s when women were, like, ripped in some, like, He-Man and shit, and the women were ripped, like, you know, she's like the female He-Man, She-Man, you know, but, like, She-Woman. Like, it's like, but she's hot, man. She's hot. She's sexy, and she's just built like a like a goddess. Like, oh, Vince McMahon would cream. Vince, you made a mistake, Vince. You made a huge mistake. She's phenomenal. Oh, my God, Vince McMahon made a mistake, man. She is... God, man, I almost become Vince McMahon watching her on AEW.
Oh, that explosive gif, I know. Oh, I do want to go back really quick, too, because my terrible brain, being in pain, I keep forgetting the main point of the MJF segment and all of that inner circle nonsense that I thought was to say that they're going to have an official tag team of AEW, and Wardlow is left out of it. So what is he, the timekeeper or the referee, I guess? But we've got MJF and Jericho versus Sammy Hagar, and then we have LAX, basically, next week on Dynamite. And the winner is the official tag team of the Inner Circle who gets to go for the gold. So how do you feel about that? That I thought was good. I think that's a good setup. They're having
it's a good way,
competition between themselves.
Yeah, and
I like. I did like.
It's a good way, too, to like, it seems like real competition with each other. Without them, I would like to see it happen without them turning on each other. I'd like to actually keep them together because they're so entertaining together. I hope it's a way to get the tag teams involved, but also calling out the obvious of, listen, Jericho, what do you mean? Because it's probably going to be Jericho and MJF. But you can't have Jericho and MJF do this stuff without their own group saying, like, well, what the fuck am I here for? So
exactly. So I think it'll be somebody
sense.
else. I think it might be Santana and Ortiz. LAX, I could see them.
Really?
Proud and Powerful, or whatever they go by now. Yeah, I could see them winning. Especially the showing that we got with their parking lot brawl, that 5-star classic.
Oh God, man, we got to go back and watch that. That was great.
I did a few days ago, and it's still just as good as it ever was.
God, it was good. That was one of the best street fights.
Just surprisingly entertaining. You didn't expect that to turn out to be that just damn impressive, but it was so much fun.
That's a top 10 thing of the year, I think we saw on any wrestling program.
Oh, for 2020, without a doubt, that was one of the tops for me. Next week for AEW Dynamite, not a themed night. It is -1's birthday. So Brody Lee Jr.'s 9th birthday, and they're hosting a special night in honor of his son.
Whoa.
The Dark Order and Hangman Page will face Chaos Project and TH2. Hangman Page will also give an answer as to whether he is joining the Dark Order. Now, they said that tonight. They added that stipulation. And originally I said, I don't think he's going to join the Dark Order. But now that I hear that it's -1's birthday, it's the kid's birthday celebration match, I think he might end up joining the Dark Order just to do something with Brody Lee's son.
He turns on the Dark Order and canes them all, and then that'd be terrible.
I mean, Brody Lee Jr. has been, kendo sticking everybody in the back, so I could see him wanting a little revenge. But
by the way, real quick off topic completely, on Patreon, I asked you guys what show you would like to see tomorrow. What would you like to be done tomorrow? So on Patreon so far, it looks like After Dark is tied with Jake and Joe. So After Dark and Jake and Joe is tied with only 12 votes. So that's a little weird. We think we get more votes than that. People are probably watching us right now. I also put something out on Twitter asking you what you'd like to see on Patreon tomorrow. On Twitter, Jake and Joe blows everything away, and After Dark is in second place. Therefore, I've made the decision to record an After Dark with Jesse tonight.
There you go.
And me and Jake will record tomorrow. So tomorrow, hopefully by the night, you will have received 2 shows, After Dark and me and Jake's podcast. So 2 of them, since those are the 2 winning right now, I'm just going to go off of that. You guys can keep voting, though. I'd like
give
to
them
see
double the content.
Yeah, keep voting, though. I'd like to see if it changes or it's the same thing or whatever.
Yeah, I'm interested as well. I want to know the final results.
So patrons...
Keep throwing that in. And then the rest of the night sounds pretty damn good, as we said, besides the birthday match there, the Dark Order and Hangman Page taking on Chaos Project and TH2. God, I hate Chaos Project.
Oh,
that's our good friend Luther in Serpentico.
Yeah, I got my job because Jericho, no one ever heard of me before this.
Yeah. Then we have the 3-way tag team, Inner Circle Tag Team Challenge. Then we have Matt Sydal and Top Flight taking on Matt Hardy and Private Party. So that'll be a spectacle. And then we have an update from Miro and Chuck Taylor about the Young Boys situation. Nyla Rose is taking on Layla Hirsch. John Moxley has a match as well, and Kenny Omega will be in action. We don't know with what yet, though. So
he's going to be training Japanese women to hold his brooms. Shit bomb! You become a shit bomb.
NXT was fun tonight. The Rascals debut tonight as MSK. If you knew anything about them, they're implied potheads. So apparently MSK will stand for marijuana smoking kids.
Oh my
Their
god.
colors are lime green and black. Their finisher will be called Mellowed Loud.
Harry Steve, thanks for the $5. And becoming a $5 shit bum. NXT,
yeah,
wow.
Because originally Jake Atlas
different.
and Isaiah Swerve Scott, they had no idea who they were going to face, and then you heard it was MSK. So obviously they experienced a name change. Both as a team, they are now known as Nash Carter and Wes Lee. So Wesley.
Oh god.
And
shut up, Wesley.
But they're no longer as they were before. So just the marijuana smoking kids. I guess it's all allowed in NXT. We've already got a stoner. We got Riddle on the main roster.
Wesley, stop smoking marijuana on the bridge.
You can't have too many potheads. You can only have just a few.
Yeah.
So this is it. No more pothead gimmicks. That's it. One in NXT, one on the main roster.
I'm afraid to smoke pot anymore again.
You can smoke it. You taking those edibles, there's something in it. And I think you should stick to the flowers, not the vapes, not the other stuff. Because the flower stuff
Never
you had
do
smoked
vapes.
previously, joints, roll-ups, stuff like that, you were fine with.
Yes.
You had no problems at all. But for some reason, the edibles, I don't know if it's the terpenes in them or any of the synthetic stuff.
You know what, though? That other stuff, I smoked a whole pre-roll from the same place, and that was the first time.
Yeah, and you had no problem with that.
No. I did. I had a problem with it.
With the pre-roll? I thought you were good with the
No, I smoked 5 pre-rolls, had no problems. But
okay.
on one of them, of the 5, I did have a problem. I had crazy tunnel vision. Like when I stared at anything, it felt as if things kept going forward and I was going into a vortex. And that was only once, and that was on. And then I started getting paranoid, and then I started getting scared, and that was on. But never before had that ever happened in a year. I've probably smoked weed before that pre-roll incident where it happened. I probably had smoked weed 110 times in my life. Never experienced that, and then it happened with the pre-roll, and it certainly has been happening with the edibles, and it gets worse. It's been worse every time. To where, the last time where I thought I couldn't breathe and my mouth...
Edibles can tend to be stronger. They hit differently. They hit harder, and it takes so long. So that length of the onset, you don't know if it's working, and then sometimes people tend to take more. And
yeah,
edibles, they give you more of a length to be high, but for what you'd want.
You got to go back and watch them,
stuff like that. Just smoke a little bit, see how you feel. You can always spark a joint and light some more. And
we got to go back. What episode was it where I freaked out? Because it's too funny, man. I'm like, you can see me going like, I don't know what's going on. And then
edibles do cause more anxiety, and yeah, that with the weed situation, that does sound like you just zoned out. You just got to keep yourself occupied if that's the case. But you probably just got a little too high.
I did.
With that.
I drank coffee with it.
That's probably why, because you got yourself too many stimulants mixed with a depressant. That
really?
Coot's right. Handle your shit.
I think because typically what happens,
you don't do well with caffeine. It seems
yes.
either. When you take too much caffeine, it makes your anxiety.
You're right.
Worse.
That's been happening with coffee. I drank a whole coffee the other day, and it started happening. It's almost like I start getting wound up, and my heart starts racing, and it's weird.
Yeah, it could cause. You might have not like a birth defect, but some type of issue where your body responds to caffeine. You're more sensitive to it. That does happen at times.
Never
and that
had
could
that
make
happen
your heart
before
palpitate, and increases your heartbeat, and
it's only been since COVID.
In turn mess with your blood pressure, so then your ears ring and your eyes get that tunnel vision, and you get your anxiety kicked in because you feel like you can't breathe, but really you're fine. It's a mental thing. But
yeah, it's been this year. I would say it's probably COVID related because I'm
the pandemic, stress of life, all of it.
I'm super
there's so many new
freaked out.
stresses now, and outside worries, and now you own a home, so there's financial stress on top of it.
Yeah, dude, I'm
facing
terrified right now. I'm scared as hell. I don't know what. It's freaking me out. Like finances, I owe so many debts to the IRS and everything else. I'm like, it's like I look at stuff and I start freaking out.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy, dude. I paid for the trees to be cut down, and they only took half the money out because my bank rejected something. But I never knew that. So then the bank never told me, and then neither did the tree company. Finally called me, and they were like, "Yo, you owe us like money." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I thought I paid the whole thing off." So I've been using money I didn't know I didn't have. So I'm like, I can't pay you now. So like I've been like having like really just raging fucking, just anxiety about all kinds of things, and the people being sick, and you know what I mean, and things are missing now, things breaking like they are, and I gotta flip everything on the fly, and just freaking out, dude. So like, yeah, I don't know. It's been
it
crazy.
builds in the anxiety, and then you find, the problem with anxiety too, as I said before, is that it hits you out of nowhere too. You're watching wrestling, you're fine, you're laughing, and then something just doesn't even have to have a trigger at that point. That's the weird thing about it. People think like, oh, I was fine, but that's your body just picks that time to start reacting to emotions. It's very weird. It comes without any type of warning or explanation, but that's the problem with it, that people don't realize. It comes out of nowhere. You don't always need an onset.
Yes.
You don't have to be sad. You don't have to be angry. You could just be sitting there. You could be on, driving to the store. You could be watching TV, playing a video game. It doesn't matter. So
Yeah, man, I'm definitely it's definitely me and changing, because that's why it probably didn't affect me before, because I was probably in a better place mentally. My mental health is off the rails at this point. But
this pandemic screwed with us all. Drew said it was monetized as $2.95.
$2.95. Okay, we gotta watch that before we get out of here tonight. We gotta watch that. So
I've told Joe before, Crazy Blade, switch to decaf.
I can't but I'm drinking it to stay awake, because
That's the
otherwise
problem.
I'm not
You're
hyper.
Exhausted.
Yeah, otherwise
maybe
I'm
we could
exhausted.
find some decaf stimulants. They do have energy drinks that are decaffeinated.
Where is it? Oh
we
God,
can
it's so
find
funny.
something that,
I
not
feel like
necessarily an energy drink.
my heart's
some
gonna
type of
explode.
B12 or
And
something.
I'm starting to shake, and I feel like my mouth is dry, like bone dry, like bone dry. Like it feels like my mouth is scarring.
Water.
This was monetized. This $2.95 was the episode over on Corrupted Nation.
Yeah, water's good. Just keep some
drinking a
water.
lot of
You know,
water.
I just asked Monica, and she said to hop in the shower because that'll sober you up.
Yeah. Well, he's still gonna have to roll through it, though.
because everything feeds hitting me.
All right, Joe's trying to come up with a question.
I
here.
just
Let's save him, guys.
I almost just fainted and spiraled over into my face.
Are you talking about the Oklahoma bombing?
Dude, this stuff really trips me out.
Did you take the drink?
It's just gonna get worse from here. It's funny.
For the,
It also matters what strains you smoke. And,
Yeah.
there's indicas, sativas, hybrids, all this type of stuff. So what you were smoking, like I would always suggest a sativa that's more of a relaxed thing.
This was a sativa.
So, but
I
there's
took the
different
edibles.
kinds.
No, it wasn't. We don't know what it was, because the edibles, it's random. They don't know. Let me talk to
all
Chip
right,
Daly really quickly. Yo, Chip Daly, hit us up.
Hey, man, that's weird that you brought me up right there in that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll be right
Hey,
back,
sound
Chip.
good.
I gotta take a walk upstairs. I'll be right back. I gotta go figure this out. I'm tripping. I really started freaking out right here.
I felt so bad. That's why I messaged you. I'm like, are you okay?
I was freaking out there bad. Like I was really having a meltdown
You
there.
just needed a hug.
I went upstairs. I went upstairs to ask Leah to talk to me.
I mean, I think.
Duncan, Big G's right. It's liquid heroin, but
I mean, I'm sure Leah will keep an eye on me, not to jump out the house.
Well, yeah, I saw him take out a fucking package of sausages, and I was like, "You're not fucking cooking."
Look at this. Look at what am I
back,
doing with my hands right here, dude? I'm actually worried. I'm actually praying or something right here. Like, look at
Now,
this.
Were you really pointing out the sausage, Joe? Were you that
yeah.
Dude.
Well, he's like, "I need to eat something," and I was like, "You stay the fuck away from my oven."
Yeah, because next thing you know, he'll be like.
Did you hear me doing that with my mouth, dude? Do you see that with my mouth? My mouth felt like it had sandpaper, and I had, like, it felt like my throat was closing up. Like I felt like I wasn't gonna be able to breathe. And right there, I went. You hear
I'm
me?
sure Leah will.
Oh my
keep an
God,
eye
it's
on
so
me not
gross.
to jump out the house.
Well, yeah, I saw him take
So
out
gross.
a fucking package of sausages, and I
What's
was like,
this?
"You're not fucking cooking. You put those back right now."
Were you really pointing out the sausage, Joe? Were you that
Oh my
Yeah.
God, dude.
Well, he's like, "I need to
hilarious,
eat
bro.
something," and I was like, "You stay the fuck away from my oven."
Yeah, because next thing you know, he'll be like trying to make like tea, but he's doing it in a cup on the fucking stove.
You know what it's
Yeah,
like?
that's what he was like. He's like,
Mhm.
he was like, "I'm gonna use the microwave." And I was like, "No, you stay away from that too." Go put
You
it
got
in there with like a
PB&J?
fucking fork in there. I could see him putting it like I could see him putting the like fucking sausages in the microwave with a fork on the plate.
I can tell you, I never will take edibles. This is, I probably, maybe, I mean, I've never.
You said this last time.
Get this man a PB&J. Let's absorb some of this THC.
I was gonna say get him a Lunchable. Oh no, you need to just give him Lunchables when he does this. Just
no peanut butter. You're right.
Bam says then
my child will die.
Pizza.
Bam,
well, it's worth it. No,
some breadsticks.
Oh God.
Breadsticks.
What?
Bam says then cook it for him for fuck's sake.
No. She's like, you fucking did this.
Actually, I didn't even get my bread.
We've been over this before, where I've said don't fucking take edibles again, and then he went and took edibles again, so he's on his own.
Damn.
Hey guys, Chip is really pissed off right now in the chat.
I'm sorry, Chip. We'll get you back.
Why are you yelling?
He's just talking. You should hear him whisper.
It's part of his crack pack.
Hey Joe, if you're
what the hell is the crack pack, by the way? That sounds like super gay.
It is. Well, no, it's only the best
mouth like I experienced. And basically when I'm high, I start getting a strobe light effect go on in my everything. And then on top of the strobe light effect, I start getting like everything
You
I
talk
taste,
about a pussy,
anything
man.
about anything is times 10. So if I start rubbing,
that's what makes it suck sometimes.
yeah, if I start rubbing my leg or something like that, it's like I'll feel like someone's tearing into me.
You're describing.
Everything was negative. Everything that was happening to me was negative. I drank cold water. It felt like I was imagining that my whole esophagus was filled with ice, and I started panicking. If I drank warm water, then I was imagining that I was burning my esophagus open. If you touched my arm, I started thinking that my whole arm was bruised, and I needed to go to the hospital because my arm was bruising, and like dude, it was everything. Whatever I did had an intensified effect of like 20, but it was always negative. It was never good. If I ate a piece of bread, it felt like I was chewing wood. Like it was like everything
was bad for you. Everything was just
not
negative.
One thing could be
I'm
good.
laughing because the chat is killing me. Oh my god,
they're roasting a shit bomb.
Joe tried a square gummy, cut it into 4. Had 1/4 of 4. Was happy, ate 3/4, thought my twat was closed, couldn't breath. Did 2/4 last night, same. Throat while sleeping was closed. Hashtag edibles.
Oh my god.
I know, he wrote throat, he meant to write throat, but the way it said throw out, it sounded like twat. So your twat was closed?
Yeah, my twat was closed. My
twat was closed.
Woken Peta, man. Good to hear from you, Woken Peta. Thank you so much for that super chat, Woken Peta. And no, it's not Woken Pedo, John. Woken Peta. Woken Peta.
Joe, you would get high from CBD or from wearing hemp. It sounds like it. But.
It would just absorb into me. But this is weird, man, because I used to smoke like crazy and like have a great time. Normally, I just get wicked happy, awesome, and then I get hungry as shit. That's why I went down to the store and bought weed, because I'm like, this always helps me be creative.
Well, that's what we were saying. That's why we wanted you to get it. I was kind of the one tipping the scales there, being like, go to the store and go pick up some shit.
Yes. Like, I'm like, what?
We both went to the dispensary the same day. I'm like, oh, this will be good. We'll fuck around. But yeah, edibles don't do you well. I have these gummy things upstairs that I refuse to eat because they just give me a headache.
Kieran Modi says, might be an ADHD thing because I get like this too. Our brains usually have neurotransmitter deficiencies, so it's possibly heightens this a lot, says Kieran.
That's a possibility if you're overstimulated normally and your brain fires more than average, and marijuana possibly tries to slow things down and can cause a misfire. I could see that.
My brain is always racing and it's all over the place. And I'll just be honest, I'm an idiot. I mean, I have so much ADD and ADHD. I have a bad, I never talk. I think we talk about it a little bit, but I am very bad. Like, I can't focus on one thing at a time half the time ever. Like, I've got things going on all over the place that are unfinished because I'll be doing something, one thing happens, I'll forget I was doing it, start something else, then start thinking about what I want to do next, and I can't think of it because I'm thinking of all the different things that I could do. Then I think about the things I can't do but I need to do, and then I just start spinning and sitting there. Then I get sad and depressed, and then I get worried, and then I start freaking out. And I've been getting worse with this recently than ever in my life. So yeah, I guess that could be what it is.
You're stuck at home. The kids are stuck at home.
Yeah.
So everyone's trapped in the house together. So it's constant tension. Everyone's miserable. There's no one's able to relieve themselves in any way because you can't, you can't go out on a date night with Leah. You can't have grandma go and take the kids and babysit. So there is no break. Plus, they're not even going to school, so you can get a break. So it's constant. It's just more tension. Then you've got to be teachers as well as parents. You have to, take on all these different roles now because now you're a gym teacher. Now you're a history teacher. You're a math teacher. You're et cetera. Then you're also working full time from home. And so you're not leaving anywhere to do anything because you're working from home as well. So you really don't leave the house. And then having added stresses and stressors to, the ideals of working home and financial issues and the IRS and so on and so forth. It's a lot to deal with.
And plus, the other thing is, I'm bisexual.
Well, yeah. I mean, I love your dick. We all know this, but that's only on days that end in Y. Courtney asked if I was gay before, but I told her not tonight. I didn't want to role play.
I'm just kidding. I don't know why I said that, but shout out to all the bisexual people out there. Woken Peta, thank you, man. I would give AEW tonight, because they didn't have a match that was really good or solid enough or something that could have really made this be like, yes, what's the wrestling match I should watch tonight? God, there's really none, but you should watch these segments. Well, but that makes an incomplete show. So I'm going 6.5 out of 10. AEW tonight. Jake, what do you give it?
I'm giving it a 6.
Oh, wait, interruption from Woken Peta.
Become a shit bomb.
Coke yay edibles nay.
Coke yay edibles nay. Thank you, Woken Peta. And thank you guys for the 11,000 lemons on D Live the other day. As we owned that website, I am the king of D Live, ladies and gentlemen. I am the king. I took over
you were
their
trending
site.
runaway. You took off on that.
Boom. Here we go.
You got
brother.
the chat excited. Paul 3's erect.
Everybody got wet. Dude, tomorrow night is out of nowhere. Friday night is monetized this $2.99. Bullfrog returns. Vikings returns.
Everybody returns.
Everybody that wants the return that was banned can be there. But it really I can only think of Bullfrog and Vikings and maybe one or two other people. But
I can think of a few people that might show up. We'll see.
It's going to be...
And 300.
Whoa.
Can't wait.
And fuck cancel culture shit. Fuck Karen, you dumb bitch.
Oh shit.
Fuck Karen, suck my dick. And fuck cancel culture shit. Fuck Karen, you dumb bitch. Fuck Karen, suck my dick. And fuck cancel culture shit. Fuck Karen, you dumb bitch. 'Cause Karens are shit.
Joe, pull up the new shirt. Botch Club t-shirt only on Tic Tac. Vicky Guerrero, famous moolah. And all that pussy who wants just executed for killing a woman and cutting a baby.
What the hell? Bitch Club Tic Tac with the donation.
Cutting a baby out of her stomach, all on one shirt. Get the limited edition RBG shirt. Roll it.
Wait a minute. Some lady did that? And we also have to shout out, ladies and gentlemen.
She got executed because she cut the baby out of the woman's stomach. And yeah, that girl
God.
just got executed on death row.
Good.
Just recently.
Yo, we got a shout out to the queen of Monetize This. She won on Monetize This $2.98. And it's Monica. It was her birthday the other night. By the way, Monica was high as hell. If you guys,
happy birthday, Monica.
Look at Stephen Gurman, dude. Like, hey, look at my watch. But no, if you haven't seen Monetize This, especially the end of $2.98, it was really funny as fuck. Probably the
great.
Funniest part of the night, I think, was Monica being on high. Go back and watch that. She owned Drew a couple times with her
Monica was
titties.
hilarious.
Great stuff. And
Poor Drew.
Well, no, he deserved it. Monetize This $2.98. Go watch it. NickY J got robbed by Monica, who is the queen of Joe Cronin Show for the week, and she'll defend her crown Friday night on Monetize This $2.99 when the Mongoloids return. That's going to be something to behold. Are you excited? Are you excited to see Bullfrog return on Monetize This, Jake? And by the way, the winner,
I am.
the winner gets to stay potentially. So whoever wins,
I know. So if Bullfrog was to win, he gets to come back. That's huge.
If any one of the banned people wins, monetize this $2.99 wins the crown. They don't just win a crown; they actually get to come back to the show.
I mean, but what if it's Minnesota? What if he wins and he's back?
Well, then
that's pretty crazy.
He shaved about 8 months off his ban.
I guess so. I can't wait for episode 300 and that belt to be defended. Maybe I might have to throw my hand in the mix and go after that title too. I have to think about it.
You better get back to monetize this. It's been a while since you've been on, you psycho. We need you on there. I'll jerk you off.
Maybe I'm hinting at being at episode 300. I don't know.
Oh. Episode 300 is going to be yummy.
Insane.
Can I get Troy to come over and play beer pong with me?
That'd be good. I love that.
Me and Troy. Troy, if you're listening, you COVID motherfucker. Troy, I am challenging you to return to the show for the first time in a long time and face me in beer pong for $100. $100 is on the line. Okay? I'm going to put $100 of the donation money that night, $300, on the line. And I'm bad at beer pong. I don't know if I've even ever beat Troy at beer pong.
I was just going to say, I don't think you've ever beaten him, have you?
No, I barely beat Leah, and I barely beat Bobby. My friends are all better at beer pong than me. So this is 75 or 80% chance Troy wins. I challenge Troy to beer pong for $100. Monetize this $300. Is he watching? Tweet him on Twitter. Hit up Troy on Twitter and tell him, I am challenging you. I'm issuing the fucking challenge, you neckbeard son of a bitch!
Oh, shit.
And someone's going to win the Monetize This championship.
You're throwing the gauntlet out, I guess, because I don't know if that's smart, though. I mean, you've never beaten him. I don't even think you've come close to beating Troy. Troy makes it look like he's a pro.
One time I was kind of close, and he came back and beat me. It was crazy, dude. Leah did the same thing. I was beating the bag off of her, and I was talking trash, and she came back and beat me. But Leah's beat Troy. Like, Leah has beat Troy, Bobby, and her friends, my other friends. Leah beat everyone one night. And she even beat Troy at the beginning of the night. Then at the end of the night, had to face Troy again for the title. And Troy beat her 1 cup versus 1 cup.
Yep, came down to the end.
And I think they did something similar to that, monetize this 100. If you go back and watch that.
That was a classic.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Classic.
The longest game of beer pong ever, 100 cups on each side.
3 re-racks. I'm down.
Imagine that if we did beer pong, but we did like 30 cups apiece.
We've done it where we did, I know it was, I forget what the exact number was. It was 20-something, but it had to work out to make the big diamond. But that was a ton. And then we've also done it where we've done the full diamond of cups. And we've done it, just the normal pyramid, but you do it with a full can of beer in every cup. And that never works out pretty either. So,
damn.
Someone's puking in a trash can some way. That's the outcome with those nights.
Man, guys, thank you for all the support all week and everything else. Thanks for the super chats tonight. We had we had about $40 in super chats, so we really kind of hit the goal. We did hit $80. It's just the Streamlabs goal was the $40. I'll have this fixed, hopefully. Either I'll have the donations added to this for next week, or hopefully they'll fix it by Friday.
Hopefully they fix your link. I mean, that's the most important thing here.
Yeah.
As far as tomorrow night goes, I mean, we'll be talking out of nowhere. Nikki Bella is possibly going to be joining WWE Creative. She's making a request to do so. Thinks she can add a lot to the creative side for the women's division. So what are our thoughts? What does that mean? More about Ricochet's contract. Did he re-sign? Is he going to re-sign? Did he actually refuse? What's going on with him in the future? Some other quick little updates about contracts, some things with Retribution and story plans going forward. We'll obviously talk about the Royal Rumble, and we'll discuss more about future plans with AEW. One story I was going to bring up quick tonight was that Lita was talking on a Twitch stream, and she revealed that WWE threatened to fire her if she didn't do the live sex celebration with Edge.
Whoa.
She said that Edge and John Cena tried to convince Vince not to go through with the segment. Lita also tried to talk McMahon out of it along with other superstars. The chairman didn't budge. Finally, Lita said that Vince McMahon threatened to fire her if she didn't go through with the segment. And he also made sure that she had to be nude under the blanket, too. And then, when her nipples slipped on TV, she got blamed for it and got heat in the back for it. So...
Oh, my God.
You know, it was like, no wonder why, you know, she decided to leave not soon after. And then when she left, she got buried, you know, and on the way out, they had Crime Time do that horrific goodbye angle where they found a bunch of stuff in her locker that was all like inappropriate crap.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's how they treated Lita on her way out, so.
Yummy. I thought she was still under the payroll, too, recently. Maybe not.
I guess not anymore, but.
Not now.
Shows that Vince is an asshole when he needs to be, huh? What an idiot.
Guys, check out the bonus shows coming to Patreon tomorrow and throughout the night. Plus, a new episode of Off the Rails is coming as well this week, probably before Monetize This. So, Jake and Joe podcast tomorrow, After Dark with me and Jesse tomorrow, me and Jake tomorrow, and then Off the Rails with Jesse and Drew. Before Monetize This, $2.99 Friday night, which will take place on my other channel, either Shame on News or Corrupted Nation. Probably Corrupted Nation. And that's it, man. We'll see you guys. I hope you guys become patrons tonight. That'd be awesome if you guys would sign up tonight. Without you guys, I can't do the shows. You guys are the ones that fund the shows. So we're back to 301 patrons. Patreon.com.
Hell yeah, we hit over 300. That's great.
Back to 300. So shout out to that.
Now we got to make it to 350. That's the new goal.
New goal is 350. If we hit 350, I will do a 15-hour stream. A 15-hour stream if we get back to 350 patrons.
I'm down.
So we'll see if that can happen again. I did one when we hit 420. We had 420 patrons. I almost died. Ryan, thanks for becoming a patron. Also, Estevan Reyna's back. Thank you, Estevan Reyna, for coming back. $5 a month. Parker in the $6 spot. And the $25 producers, man. We're going to be giving you guys shout-outs throughout the whole week as well. Thank you to the producers, the people that really went above and beyond. And, are at $25 or above. That is a huge help. So
they're heroes. Heroes.
Oh, they're heroes. Really?
Keeping the channel alive.
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, because there's so many $1 patrons that obviously that's not going to pay the bills. But there's people that are like $50.
Those are the badass supporters. Every patron's a super badass supporter, but the producers are the heroes. They're the ones keeping the show afloat.
They're not only are they they're carrying it on their shoulders, man. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do it. Plus all the people that can't afford it, man. They can only do $1 or something like that. The $25 producers, you guys really carry all that. So, yeah, we appreciate the shit out of that. Trying to see if I have my updated producer list from this month, but I haven't found it yet. I'm looking for it. Thought I had a picture. I'm scouring my channel
looking
to find
through
it.
the files.
I'm searching the files now.
I know Jimmy says I can't believe 300 is next Friday. I cannot believe it either. Peter Sandful is a $1 patron, and that makes him a badass. Like I said, everybody that joins Patreon, it's so appreciated. Every bit counts, you know.
But and
it sucks that you have to rely on Patreon because it used to be, YouTube was able to generate ad revenue, and that was enough to get you by. But nowadays that changed between the multiple adpocalypses and how things have changed with your other channel being demonetized, and it's awful. It's not what it used to be. So unfortunately you have to rely on fan support to keep the channel going.
But the cool thing is you get all this content over there, man. We do so much stuff that's over there, and you get all these stuff we ever did when you go over there. I mean, you get like thousands of things from the last 3 years, shows, tons of stuff. Dig through it. Listen to a random episode of something, and check it out. And then, I don't know, man, there's just so much shit there, dude. I've gone back and listened to so much stuff this past month, and like, goddamn, we did a lot of shit on Patreon. Like, there's so much stuff.
There was a lot of content on there.
There's a lot
just the Corrupteds alone, just by themselves, is enough of a reason to watch and subscribe to Patreon.
There's a lot of jizz on there too. Have you noticed that? There's jizz everywhere, all over the site.
It's covered because everything's just so damn glorious.
I found the producers. We're out of here, guys. Thanks to Shell, Antonio, Alejandro, Yori ThaDon, Jman from KC, Colonel Stutters, Jerome Spicer, Kevin Murphy, Firebird87, ColdBrewKrew, JuneBug, Duane Crenshaw, 6535, Joseph Lightsey, Sith Neegan, My Son Champion, NickY J, The Weed God, GARGUTS Entertainment, ADTR 210, Gordon Bombay, Talk to Me Nice, Drew Bar 100, Matt Rossmeier, The Bear 1322, Jason Tarr, JDVenom, and Star Scream. Also, thank you to Shell. She's on there as well. I don't think she made this list. This was the last week's or whatever. I
think she's the first one, right?
Oh, she is. Okay, she's on there. Yep. Good. Okay, my bad. Jesus Christ. I'm a mess.
So good, you got to shout her out twice.
Oh, yeah. So if you're a $25 producer, you'll get your name put down below these videos going forward in the week. And we'll shout you out, of course, every week. Thank you for that. And come support the shows, man, so I can keep going and keep getting other people on the shows and keep getting that shit going. We need you on Patreon. 30 hours of bonus content a month. No one else does it.
Since you shouted her out twice, I'm going to pick somebody at random. Drew Bar 100. Yeah, that's right. You badass.
Oh, Cucacino.
Fuck Karen, suck my dick. And fuck cancel culture shit. Fuck Karen, you dumb bitch. Fuck Karen, suck my dick. And fuck cancel culture shit. Fuck Karen, you dumb bitch. 'Cause Karens are shit.
Yo.
Peter asked for this song. Enjoy.
Thank you, Peter. Peter got what he wanted, he did. Thank you, Peter. Now, Cucacino, thanks for the $7, man. Drink it, man. Cucacino is when this man takes a shit. Oh, no, sorry. Jacob, I love you, man. Good night, everybody. That was bad. Good night, everybody. Love you. Thank you so much, Cucacino. The $7 and everybody else, keep it hard, keep it long. We'll see you on Patreon.
I wanna put it in your mother. I wanna put it in your father. I wanna put it in your mother. I wanna put it in your father.